The Boston Bruins have had a spectacular 2011 season, capped by a run to the Stanley Cup Finals. Much of their success can be attributed to goaltender Tim Thomas, who is not only a great goalie, but also a big fan of mixed martial arts. While growing up in Flint, Michigan, Thomas's grandfather ran a boxing gym, but it wasn't until he returned from a season in Europe that the 2009 Vezina Trophy winner found MMA.
Well, I guess I was in my early 20s. I'd went to Finland to play, and I came home and my brother told me about these UFC videos at the Blockbuster. So we sat down and watched it together, and I was hooked right away. I mean, it's just, I think it's a great sport.
Most athletes are in superior condition all of the time, but Thomas believes that there's something about the way a fighter trains that puts them ahead of the rest.
You gotta be, if not close to the best conditioned athletes in the world. You know, what they go through in their training to get ready for the fights. They just all around, they're using every part of their body, and so many times when people are training for sports, they neglect certain things, and you can't afford to do that in MMA.
As the world of MMA starts to see more well-rounded athletes enter the sport, Thomas thinks back to one of his personal experiences that makes him think that wrestling may be the best discipline to start an MMA career.
My first experience was somebody that knew how to wrestle and was actually bigger than me too. He was a little bit younger than me. I thought I'd outbox him, and it worked for a little while till he caught me, and then he got me down, and he didn't really do any damage to me, but I just remember my whole body was sore for 3 days afterwards because I used every muscle in my body trying to get out from underneath him. I couldn't. We're starting to get in that generation where people starting working on everything right away, so it'll be interesting to see when those kids come of age that have done everything. But it might turn out that you're better off becoming an expert in one of the fields, like wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then learning the other fields. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
The 37-year-old Thomas still sees hockey in his near future, but when the time comes to hang up the skates, the man they call the Tank knows what he'd like to do with his time.
I wouldn't mind, going to the gym and learning some of this stuff. And I have a 5-year-old boy that I'd like him to learn some of this stuff too.